The Constitution was ratified. You don't have any constitutional rights anymore. The Constitution was ratified. Here's a video about it. No, not a video. What is this? An article, a history channel. Okay, whatever. The Constitution was ratified, and owning a gun is a privilege, and you have to get a permit. And when you get a permit, they're going to use your social security number against you, which is also against the Constitution. They're not allowed to use social security numbers and stuff as identifying features. That was never supposed to happen. That's more like a barcode on you. So they don't mind setting laws that they can break, but you have to follow it, and if you break one, it's the state versus you. And so what is one person gonna do versus a whole fucking state of living mindless zombies that don't understand what a constitutional ratification is? That you don't have rights. A permit does not mean you have a right. That means you have a privilege to go get that. And then at any time, if they want to say you're unfit to have one, there's no judge, no jury. They can just wave a magic wand and you're not allowed to own guns anymore. That is not a right. That is a privilege. And they can just make shit up. You ever seen a cop lie? Have a cop ever lied for... No, they tell the truth, don't they? No, you're just fucking ignorant. That's what you are. It's called selective enforcement. They can just make shit up for anybody they want. But if they know you're rich and you can fight back, they ain't gonna get you. Or if they know you have some kind of power, you have friends, you have some kind of influence, your opinion matters to somebody somewhere, it's selective enforcement. They may not get you. But if they know no one gives a fuck, people are incapable of giving a fuck. There is no fucks given on People Day. They know that they can do whatever they want and get away with whatever they want. They're breaking whatever law. There's no Constitution. They trample the Constitution. They don't respect any rights to search or seizure or anything. They do whatever they want. They even have the terrorist thing. They can just say you're a terrorist or something and just make shit up. They're allowed to lie, cheat, steal their way to fuck every right that you have, and you think you have a right. Whatever. Just wait for the drones to come in. Obama even said, he's like, if you good old boys get any ideas, we got one word for you: drone strikes. You'll never even seen it coming. And it's like, yeah, you won't see it coming. There'll be drone strikes happening all around. You'll be like, I like drone strikes, because you're fucking retards. What don't you understand about the Constitution was ratified? You don't have a right. You have a privilege. You think you have a right. You don't. And then as soon as you, like, look at any video where somebody actually does their right, they get harassed. So you're basically paying taxes to get harassed, to use your rights. If you don't just waive your rights, then they're gonna harass you until you fucking just give in. And trust me, they're pretty corrupt when it comes to that. They don't follow any rules or guidelines when it comes to keeping you in check and making you obey and submit to their tyranny. You're their stock. They own you, and they'll make you submit to their will, whatever they gotta do. If they gotta tear gas you in the face, they'll do it. They don't care. And you're going to help them because you're afraid of them. And they're going to reward you. So don't even act like you know shit. Go and be dumb. It doesn't matter. Watch your rights dwindle away and think that you fucking have some and live in some fantasy land that there's this thing called legal gun owner or something. No, the Constitution clearly says I have the right to keep and bear arms or whatever, you know what I mean? Not that I even give a fuck, but I mean that's what it says. It says, and then they ratify it and add some things, and it says, oh, okay, well, you have to have a permit or whatever. It's like, yeah, who's gonna fucking carry ar-15 on their back everywhere they go? And if they do, enjoy the harassment. Enjoy it. And feel like, you're all good, or no, go get your permit and be put in a database where everybody knows your name, everything about you, where you live, and that you're a permit holder, and where to get the guns when they want to steal some. And then every fucking person that wants to fuck with you, they can just look you up and say, who's all the gun owners in this area? And here it is, right on the map. There you are, making you a target. There, that's right. That's freedom, right? Freedom to fucking jump through their hoops and do what they say, I don't like having an opinion on the gun debate, because apparently you have no logic, moral compass. You don't have any morals, respect, empathy, apathy. You don't have any logic. Like 2 + 2 is 5 for you. And, it just becomes very clear. Today it was so clear to me. Like, for the first time I've spoke out and just said the bullshit that I've seen. And it's just so clear to me how fucking pussy bitchified people really are. They're like, oh, well, if you jump through every hoop, basically saying you don't have the right unless you jump through all their hoops and get put in all their databases. And I thought that's what we were against. We were against more stringent shit and like weird things like clip limits and just weird, like, I don't care. It's not for me. It's just my opinion that means shit, because I don't care. I don't even like the gun debate, but people have it, and I notice that they're stupid about it, and I'm just like, I don't want to say anything. Oh, fuck it, I can't help it. They keep talking about it too much. I gotta say something. And it's like, for one thing, when the economy collapses, they like the arms market and wars and bombs and things. So you're kind of like, people like, they like sound an alarm and people just rush off and buy ar-15s, and it's like, now you see shootings, and it's like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Especially if, one of the people wrote ELF on their thing, and it's like they're just ELF beaming you and you're just doing what they want. They want to cause chaos, order out of chaos, because they're going to get what they want. And plus, I don't even know if they want to take it. They want you to have it so you depopulate humanity when they ELF beam you. So I'm saying it's stupid. It's like, it's very childish the way people are acting. There's a Second Amendment. It says you have the right to keep and bear arms. It doesn't say you have the right to go get a permit to keep and bear arms at any time, in your house, out of your house, in your pocket, out of your pocket, or not that, in your holster, out of your holster. You can have a shoulder holder system. You know, people are like, I really like my shoulder holster, and I can't help but notice. I play Call of Duty, and I'm like, why is this game teaching me so much about guns? And oh, an AK-47, oh, a gold-plated Desert Eagle, oh this, oh that, and it's like, I never knew shit until I played Call of Duty. And then you're playing it, and then they start the gun debate, and then you're like, well, you know, I know guns from Call of Duty, and then you just listen to what they say. Like, I like listening to, I'll listen to Alex Jones or whoever. And then if there's like a video of like FPS Russia blowing things up, and then they talk about how to mount a scope and different things, and I just watch it, and I don't care. Like, I'm like, whatever. I don't have an opinion either way. But then when I start to notice inconsistencies in people's behavior and very childish, repetitive, mindless, pussyfooting bullshit, I kind of like wish I could say something, but I know like it's better to just let them be dumb. Like, let's dumb people down. Like, you want to be stupid? Like, what if I brewed my own beer and made money doing that, and making people dumb and stupid? What if I started a casino and just had my own beer there, and people could get drunk and spend their money on nothing, you know? Or I could like invest in iPhones or something, I don't know. Invest in music, start making like really dumb music. I don't know, just something that sounds good. I could like just make music about partying, and I mean that seems to be the best way to sell out. That's how people sell out. They're just like, well, you know, people want to be stupid, let's dumb them down. That's what they want. Let's talk with a lisp and go, because that's what's trendy. The weird internet, lispy, kind of weird shit. We're all treated equal, regardless of ethnicity, race, religion, color, belief, or anything. No, nobody should get beat up for any reason. And if they are threatened, they should have a right to defend themselves. And if they use that right improperly, then they should be handled accordingly. And by improperly, I mean if they are really stupid, if they're really dumb, and they rob a place or do something, then that's a felony. Yeah, so people with felonies, that makes some sense. But you know, don't you think that some people are charged with felonies and they're not guilty and they never did it, and it might be a case of mistaken identity or all kinds of stuff. Maybe they're found not guilty. Who knows? Who really cares? But why would that mean that somebody doesn't have the right to defend themselves and their family? You're saying that some people that go to prison don't have families, so their family should die if they're ever robbed, because they did their time and they, did their servitude for humanity, for the community or whatever. They served their time, and then now there's, they can never be fixed. They can never learn. They can never become a better person. They can never grow older. They can't be immature. No, just forever your family and you are fucked and left defenseless and to the whim of whatever fucking dumbass wants to come down your way and fuck you and your family's life up. And if they know you're defenseless, that just sounds like they know who to target first. And if you don't do every fucking thing you're told, you'll lose every fucking right that you have, and everybody will fucking know it, and then they can do whatever the fuck they want to you. They can rob you, rape your children, do whatever, and you're defenseless to fucking defend yourself. How does that make you feel? Apparently, it makes you feel really fucking good, because I haven't met one fucking person yet that understands what the fuck I'm talking about. And I didn't think it was that hard to understand. The Constitution was ratified. It's not a right, it's a fucking privilege. Do I like that? No, that's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. Bill Clinton did it, dude. Bill Clinton. It was in Bill Clinton's day. They did all kinds of weird... And Bill Clinton had a gun ban. He gun banned the guns and the ammunition and the clips and the high... And then the ban... And then the ban was over. It ended, and then now they want to bring it back. And how, the ban just came up. It's just over. Now people can finally get an ar-15, and now that they can finally get it, now they want to ban it again. And you think you still have gun rights. And you stand up there, think it's all done, you won. And it's like your kids are just like a frog in a pot, and they're slowly cooking them and teaching them guns are bad. Like, they're playing Call of Duty, but yet all the teens nowadays are like terrified of guns, and like, you look at them, they're like making fun of Alex Jones, like, I'm gonna bring an assault rifle to the Alamo, and they're like, you should get beat up, Alex Jones. And then actually, the smart people know, like, so some of the people that know that they do own guns, and they're not sensitized to them or desensitized or whatever. They know the history. There's some people in the school, they do learn the history, and they learn the right to bear arms, and they realize, hey, it's good. But I've watched quite a few videos, and I noticed like the gun shop owners, they're like really dumb, and they act like they know it all, and if you come in and you're interested, they hate your guts, because you should instantly know it all if you walk in a place. You should be an encyclopedia of knowledge if you walk in that place, because if you're not, they're going to just make you feel like shit and walk out. And it's like, so since they make you feel like that, in a way, like, I would like listen to them, and they try to justify, they try to like put their logic into something that doesn't make sense and has no logic at all. And even though they're like, well, this is something we have to deal with, they just put up with it. And the next thing that comes along, they're like, no, don't do this and don't do that. But fuck all the shit we're already putting up with. You know, we already got to run background checks and wait 5 days and do this and do that. Oh, that's all fun and dandy, and fucks our whole business up, and we're barely even making any money. But as long as they keep selling you the fear, and you go in and think that you have the right, and go there and file all this shit down, and they know everything about you. And it's like, I was like, well, what about like the past? Like, what was it like? Let's see a video of the past people doing this. Like, what do they do then? It's like you could walk in, buy something. They didn't even ask for ID. And then you'd walk out. This is like in the 60s. You could order it from a magazine. It would show up at your doorstep. And you would just call. I don't understand why it does that. You could just call and say, yes, I would like to order this hunting rifle out of your magazine. Okay, thank you, bye. And it would show up at your door. Like now, you have to have a FFL license to do that. Yay, freedom! License! Yeah, license. You know, you ever looked up the free man on the land or any of that, where the license says, they said a license only applies to a corporation. You make yourself a corporation when you accept that your name that they give you and your social security and that stuff. If you accept that that's you, because that's not you, that's a paper you. Yeah, that's a like corporate you. That's why you can drive in a carpool lane if you have your corporation with you. Your corporation is an entity, a person of its own, so you could have corporate papers and just set them there and say, that's my corporation, that's its own person. Because really a person is really a corporation, and you're a human resource. And human resources don't have any rights. You're like a free range cattle. They own you. You're in their livestock things. They own you. You'll do what they want when they want. They'll re-educate you. They'll do whatever you want. And you think you live in this paradise where you have freedom, and you're like, that's how dumb you are. Like, you think you have rights. I call that the deception. The biggest deception of all, that a lot of these people like act like they're defending something. There's nothing to defend. You've lost everything. You're basically defending an empty bag with nothing in it, and they don't have enough manpower to get everybody, so it's a very selective enforcement. And so just because they haven't selected you, because you're probably too stupid to actually give a fuck about. And it's like, that's the thing, they keep the fucking world in a perpetual chaos. So the order out of it is they have the selection to choose who and when they want to enforce all the bullshit laws and bullshit. And it's like, that's why they have the most bullshit laws. So spitting on the sidewalk is illegal. Just whatever, like saying no is illegal because you have to obey every law, and if you don't obey a lawful order while breaking your constitutional things is not a lawful order. And Congress shall not uphold an unlawful law that is against the Constitution, which is the very concealed carry permits. And it even says in the ratification, it says standing armies will not be tolerated in times of peace, that is a direct subordination and a threat to liberty. And that's what the TSA is, a standing army in the face of no war. In a time of no war, we're facing standing armies, which that's the TSA, the NSA, the warrantless tap, the warrantless wiretapping, reading your emails. If I hacked into your phone and learned the most intimate details about your life and then called you and said, hey, I just hacked your phone and I see all that. Oh, yeah, I love that. You want to talk about that? Yeah, I noticed like when you're laying down with your wife, like you're not doing this and that right. Like you need to like go like this and that a little bit, you know, and like, you know, and I think she'll like it, you know. And you'll be like, what the fuck? Fuck you, motherfucker. I'll kick your ass. I'll be like, no, what's the problem, man? I'm just the TSA. I'm just the NSA. What are you talking about? I'll just, read your private email. There's no big deal there, you know. Hey, you didn't know. As long as you don't know, it must not hurt you, right? Or you don't have anything to worry about. You don't mind if I read your emails, do you? You don't have nothing to hide, do you? You know? You don't have nothing to hide. Let me read your email. Let me look at everything you do. I want to watch you take a shit. You don't have nothing to hide. Let me wipe your butt. Let me see what's in your anus. You don't have nothing to hide. And I might put my hand down my own pants when my hand's down in your pants, and you won't mind. You don't have nothing to hide. Or does that make me a pervert? No, I'm not a pervert because, it's for your safety. You know? It's not voyeurism. It's for your safety. You know? They don't just hire the dumbest of the dumb for nothing. They need somebody that is dumb enough to do the shit. You're not going to. You're not dumb enough, right? Unless I paid you. How much do I gotta pay you? Put your hands in infant pants and get real sick with it. $50,000 a year. You smoke crack. You used to be a prostitute. Hey, that's like a biological attack. You're hired instantly. You'll help spread that biological warfare far and wide through many airport systems. Make sure you cough in their face when you're touching their balls too. And go to kind of get that disease, zombification. Forced inoculations for TSA workers. We will be giving you bird flu vaccine, which might contain some bird flu, which might spread around the airport a little, but that's good. That's what we want. That's like the 12 monkeys virus. We'll be living in bunkers soon. It's okay. We'll have total control. A bunch of retard lemmings. You give up your power. We'll pick up the slack. We'll call it voluntary imprisonment. You want to waive your rights? Sign this paper saying you waive your rights, and there's a FEMA camp for you waiting down the hallway. It's fun. It's a wonderful FEMA camp. It's wonderful. It's got flowers, and it's you can get a job there, and It's a wonderful health care, 3 meals a day. You get to work in the fields. So it's a beautiful field with the mountains will be behind you. As long as you ignore the fences and the barbed wire, you'll be okay. But don't worry, we have plenty of serotonin reuptake inhibitors to help that. You'll love your servitude. And if you don't, we'll have a pill for that. No matter what, you'll be happy in our prison. You'll never have anything to worry about again. Your kids, they'll be well taken care of. They'll adapt perfectly to the Nazi-style eugenics cult, death cult society, putting people in gas chambers. We'll raise them to feel enjoyment out of putting you in a gas chamber and hitting the button. They'll laugh and cheer as it happens. Yay! Ah! Gas chamber! Yay! Yay! What are we gonna eat today? Red Lobster? No, we just gassed him. Yeah! Oh well, we'll eat something else anyways. Yeah, cheer for enslavement. We love our tyranny. It's so good. Yep. You're just like a guinea pig for us. You live in our little maze. We hook little wires to your brain and see what's on your mind.
Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, agnostic, pagan, atheist, it doesn't matter. They want us disarmed. And it's time for all three people to come together for the right of self-defense of the individual against victim disarmament. I'm Alex Jim.
Victim disarmament. I think that's all you gotta know. Is if they disarm you, then you're the victim.
Signing off for Infowars.com. You can follow us on Twitter at RealAlexJones. And if you're watching this transmission, you are the resistance. Why is nascent iodine so important? Remember 3.5 years ago when they were trying to pass Obamacare? And we were reading the legislation and pointing out that it was written by insurance companies to raise premiums and kick people off their existing plans and was a giant fraud? We were called racist. If you didn't support Obamacare, you were racist. There was no proof, no reason, no logic. Well, the same thing is happening again. We've seen in the last year this drumbeat by Fox Sports columnists.
How about the robotic mule? It actually runs. It's scary as fuck. That's like the beginning of the end. The robotic mule is... Robots will fucking kill everybody.
Like Whitlock and others that...
It's like Terminator shit. Like, robotic fucking mules are gonna destroy the planet.
You are racist if you basically...
It's not even really a joke. It's really actually fucking happening. I'm kind of like worried about it. But then again, I'm only one person and I'm outnumbered about 100,000 to 1. Like, for every thinking, breathing, conscious, aware person that loves freedom and liberty is 100,000 zombies that hate freedom and liberty and are brainwashed to destroy it. That's a lot to go up against, man. driving down the roads, and there's just lemmings everywhere, just a horde of mindless lemmings everywhere I go. It's too much. It really is too much. It's too big of a compounded problem. There's too much overpopulation. There's too many brain-dead zombies walking around in a TV-induced coma, like trance, zombie fucking brainwashed, dumbed down, dish eugenics, idiocracy. We live in a fucking idiocracy, man. Full of a bunch of dumb lemming zombies. And the intelligent people are just spinning the fucking strings and like they're the fucking puppeteers, and they just use the money as an influence to control their behavior and make them jump through hoops and do whatever they want, and they all leap off cliffs, and it's fucking evolution. When the puppet masters make all the lemmings leap, it's the way they fucking control the population and shit, and it happens. They have a cleansing from time to time of humanity when the blood of patriots and tyrants will be spilled. And it's like, I kind of don't want to be in the shit hitting the fan scenario. You can go and join a civil war and join a pile of dead bodies like the last civil war, but me personally, I just want to live like on a mountain and watch the eagles soar around and make their nest and have my own nest and just be happy and live. That's what people only understand, is more violence, more bullshit. That's why there's so many wars in the East and people just continually killing each other. Muslims and different things killing each other. Because people love violence. They bathe in violence. They bathe in blood. They bathe in misery. And it's like, when that shit happens, I don't jump into the bloodbath. I like take a step back and run away from that shit. Like, get your head out of the gutter. I want to get out of here, not make it worse. You know? If they beam you with an ELF weapon and you don't own an ar-15, you're not going to do anything. If you own an ar-15 and they beam you with an ELF weapon and you snap, self-fulfilling prophecy there, dude. If you don't own an ar-15, there's no self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't even trust yourself, but yet you think you trust yourself. And then you're like, what makes you feel safe? It's like, do you feel safe taking other people's rights and liberties? Do you feel safe that gives you more rights and liberties, that you're powerful over them? And you think you don't do that? You do that. You're just playing innocent. You're perfect. You don't do any wrong. Oh yes, perfect you. The mindless perfect lemming. You contribute to the problem. You compound it worse than it actually is. It's worse than I could make it out to be, because you help it along. The first way to fight back is to quit contributing to the problem. You're part of the problem. Admitting that you're part of the problem. Realizing that it's not necessarily your fault. You've been gullible. You've been deceived. You believe a lie. You'll never believe that you've been a lie, because you're still gullible, and you'll be gullible to the day they die. And they got you hook, line, and sinker. They know that. You know that. You're afraid to admit that you are like the Plato's closet and you live in a lie. And so when somebody leaves the Plato's cave, and then come back and tries to tell the people, they don't understand. They don't know. All they know is a cave. And that's like me. I came back to tell you, hey, wake the fuck up.